So we are live now. We're recording. Good day, guys. How you doing? It's actually been a long time we've been together, right? So today we want to look at the markets. First of all, we'll be updating the analysis we made. Our last calls on some assets like Bitcoin, BNB, Matic, USDT, and the rest of them, right? So just go to update those pairs now, right? So let's go. During the last analysis, right, we called a buy on BNB, like so many others. We see it anywhere between. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen now. Let me share a different screen now. So share a different screen. Okay. So on our last analysis, right? Last analysis, we can see my screen, right? We made some calls on BNB, right? And then we say that we are looking to buy BNB USDT anywhere around 296, 298 plus or minus before a continuation, right? Can you see the screen, please? Hello? Can you see this? Okay, I guess you guys can see it. Okay.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, so that was the last analysis we made, right, on BNB USDT. Then we made same on Matic USDT on this pair here. We called for a buy around 1.05, 1.06, right? This was the analysis, same as I think Ethereum. We don't have an Ethereum. Okay, we didn't have an Ethereum. Just this pair, Solana, Bitcoin, Solana, and this pair is XR. So let's update the analysis before we go to do something else, okay? So let's see what happened on those analysis that we made. Did they hit CP? Did they hit stop losses? How did it actually pan out, right? That should be the first thing to do. So we go to BNB, starting with BNB now. So what can we see on BNB? This was I think trade was around somewhere here when we called the buy around 290 something plus or minus, and then the market traded all the way to 299.5 and rejected and gave this significant push to the upside. And then if you got in on the buy, that would have been some nice wins for you, right? That would have been some nice wins. Though the risk, if you play this last lower low, the risk could have been so big. But that was a win, right? That was quite some win. And then if you could have played a lower time frame entry, if there was any, that was actually a win. So that was the first win here. And then let's go to Solana and then see what happened on Solana. Is Solana, Solana USDT. Was it USD or USDT? So on the Solana USD, and then we called for a buy around this zone, right? Stop loss below this point. And what happened? You can see what happened. The market pulled back, right? So our point of entry, trade still valid because the lower low was not even validated, right? Got in. That was a nice win, right? And all these things came before the whole hype and bumps and everything. Everybody started making the noise of the pump in the market, right? This is a nice one to form, risk reward ratio, right? That's a very nice win on Solana USDT, right? So that is actually one of the wins, another of the wins we've had, right? So let me update that on the charts on the Solana USDT. So what else? Okay, this was it. Then the next was Matic USDT, right? Matic USDT. Matic USDT. Okay, sorry. Matic USDT. And then call the buy, right? Remember, I can record this particular pair. I said that we are looking for a decline all the way to 1.05 to 1.06 level before a further buy, right? Although the buy has not been significant, but I'm expecting this guy to come all the way to 1.4 in the coming days. And if you took the buy, that was a very low risk entry for 1.05, and then the asset has been buying all the way. So now what are the things that I'm expecting for the pairs, for the market in the coming days? What are my expectations? As usual, we'll do a top-down analysis, right? A top-down analysis. I'm expecting two things. Number one thing is that I'm expecting the market to still drop all the way to 24,000 zone, 24,000 plus or minus zone, right? Or that should be, if it doesn't drop to 24,000 plus or minus zone on the weekly chart, as you can see, because we still have an imbalance that we need to fill here, and that's actually an area of strong resistance, right? An area of strong resistance where we expect the market to drop and then give a strong rejection like it did here, right? Enter this imbalance and rejected, and we were on this buy, right? So now this is the major expectation I have for this particular pair, right? So now scaling down to daily. Unfortunately, I don't even have energy on my PC, but then let's do what we can do. So scaling down on the daily time frame, we can see that comfortably established a new range, and then the market structure on the daily time frame is actually different from what we have on the weekly time frame, right? So we can actually try to make do what we have on the daily time frame till it is invalidated. So what can we see? We have a higher low. Then that's a higher high somewhere here, higher low, break of structure, higher high, possible return for discounts, right? So let's just mark out the points of interest, right? So what do we have here? As usual, this is our swing low. Then we have our swing high here, right? So we've talked about premium discounts, right? Then we look for entries in the discount zone. So what are the discount zones? Pull out your Fibonacci retracement tool from the swing low to the swing high. You want to enter anywhere below 50%, right? Then consider around 28,680. We have the 618 Fibonacci retracement there, which is confluencing with our resistance here, our temporary resistance, short-term resistance here, right? And actually extend this to the front. Extend it to the front, and then you see something like this, right? So I will be expecting this particular pair to drop further into this zone before a possible buy continuation, if it should still continue to buy, right? Otherwise, it should break this low and then buy from this weekly point of interest. That is what I'll be looking for this particular pair. So let me scale down to 4 hours and see what else we have on 4 hours time frame. On the 4 hours time frame, what can I see? On the 4 hours time frame, I can actually see that the market structure on 4 hours have actually changed. I remember one of the things I taught you guys on market structure. I taught you that price is fractal. I used to say price moves from time frame to another. So probably this is the beginning of the sell for either the daily retracement or the weekly retracement, either of the good. So what should we be doing now? We should actually sync ourselves with sell opportunities on the 4 hours, though the market is strongly bullish now. What can you see now? You see high, low, higher high, right? Then you see break of structure. Market have actually closed below this point. So therefore, 4 hours is what's bearish. If you don't want to sell the counter trend trade on 4 hours, what should you do? You should try as much as possible. That is, if you want to always sync yourself with higher time frame bias. Now, you may not want to take this counter trend trade on 4 hours. What will you do? You have to wait for this pair to come back to the daily time frame point of interest, which is bullish, or the weekly time frame point of interest, which is bullish. But while it's going back, the market will be selling, right? So you may miss a short-term opportunity in riding the counter trend trade. But it's all about what you decide to do, right? Because you already know that, wow, this is a counter trend trade, and it could be risky. It could be low risk, but low probability to settle, because the higher time frame bias is what's bullish, right? So what can we actually do? We'll just make it out very easy. Mark out the resistance and support zones. Sorry, the structure rather. If you mark out the structure, we have the low, right? Have the low here, then the higher high, then a break of structure. Low, higher high, then we had our break of structure, right? Break of structure are these very points. at this very point here. That is where we have our break of structure. So this actually means that the market participants have the conviction to go below the previous low, which can be given a telltale sign that these markets can still sell for a couple of more candles down. And then if you see what has been happening, studying the price action here, you see that we've had difficulties moving forward. Now, the market expanded to this particular point, printed some indecisive candles, spinning tops, right? Indecisive candles, show some rejection, sell, 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 and then the markets gave this climatic action of a kind of stuff, and then gave this big sell-off. And so then the buyers have been more like very little. So the market participants are more convinced that they need to take what profits, right? And then if you check, the market actually got to 31,000. It's very ideal. Anybody who bought around 15,500 has actually made a 1 to 2 on this very trade, and the person may want to start taking profits, right? So it's very ideal for the guy to take profit. Now, what else do we do now? We've actually identified that the 4 hours is bearish, right? And then it may be going to sell in the weekly and the daily buy opportunity. So we can mark out the top range. Then we've not gotten a down range. Why? Because the market is here to start retracing. So when the market starts retracing, we may be able to mark out a down range. But then where are we interested in selling? I'll be interested in selling anywhere around this zone, this zone, anywhere around this zone. Okay, I think I'll need multiple time frame to confirm this. Yeah, somewhere around here. I'll be okay selling anywhere around here. It may not necessarily be inside of this place, because I can still modify my entry all the way to 3,200. 3,200 is a very good entry. That is a very good whole number. If you've heard me talk about quota points, so that is a very good whole number to sell from. And then stop loss just a few points above the high. If the market will sell, it doesn't have any reason to come above this very high. So we can make the high 31,200 to know that we're risking 1,000 points, right? Risking 1,000 points. So this actually means that the smallest lot size, the risk is actually about $1. Right? Then we can swing for 1 to 3. 1 to 3 is not actually coming. 1 to 3 is not actually coming. So I may not take this trade because I'm expecting this guy to buy from this daily time frame here within the point of interest. But then you can still modify the entry in lower time frame to make the risk smaller. That is when the market comes back here. We look for lower time frame entries and look for the same signature. We look for change in character, then retest. Then we can get a 1 to 3 or more, right? Only then we are able to take this trade. But based on what is actually obtainable on these charts now, putting the stop loss above this point will not give me a 1 to 3. So therefore, I won't be taking this trade. But then I'm expecting this guy to sell off in the next few hours, days. You understand? That is what I'm looking for on Bitcoin USDT. So I'll be looking at Ethereum USDT as well, and then BNB USDT. So to sum everything up, right, we'll be looking at any other pairs you guys mentioned. But these are my pairs, right? So any other pairs you want us to look at, please mention them or you send in the chat box. Okay? So this is the weekly chart of this guy. What can I see? Consider this guy rejected from this point, and I was expecting this.
I'm very sorry. My PC just got off. It wasn't charged actually. I'm very sorry. So let me try using my mobile device. Okay, just give me a few seconds to share my screen. Wow, very unfortunate. My baby is learning to code, so she normally uses my PC. Very unfortunate. Sorry about that. So what else? Portrait, landscape, then share screen. screen. Okay, so you guys can see my screen now, right? Let's see, although this will not be as beautiful as the PC, but then let's just manage. I think this is where we started. Yeah. So Bitcoin USD, Bitcoin USD, then the charts, below the charts. So basically, this is what I'm looking for on Bitcoin USD, right? So that is that we are done with that particular pair. We want to look at BNB USD now, right? BNB USDT. Right, so let's look at this particular asset and see what's up on this particular assets. Then this is a 4 hour chart. The 4 hours is still bullish on this guy. That is one thing you can actually see. The 4 hours is still bullish, while the 4 hours on Bitcoin is bearish, right? So we can decide to buy on this particular pair. What can you see? We've had multiple break structure. We've had a break above this particular major highs here. Then we've had trending break of structure, that is minor structure within structure, right? So with that, you can choose to buy anywhere inside of this resistance and support zone. Although I wouldn't like to do that. I would rather pass the trade than to risk connect. Buy it anywhere inside this demand supply zone here. You can actually see the way the market has actually been generating from there, from acting as a strong support sometime here. Where is that guy coming? From being a strong support somewhere here, served as resistance here, support here. So probably it may still serve as support and then continue up here, right? So that is my expectation for this guy. But then that could be a risky trade. That could be risky, given that the major indicator or the major market shareholder, which is Bitcoin, is likely to sell. So maybe you could pull this back to that particular point for a buy, or just know that if the market gets to 330, which is actually a very good whole number to buy from, you can look for reversal signals that we talked about, things like hammer, the lower time frame, engulfing patterns, inside candles, inside bars, right? Then if you trade indicators as well, then you can look for indicator confirmations like divergences or being oversold, overbought, all this kind of stuff, right? And then you can decide to buy. Otherwise, you have to wait for the daily point of interest. I like trading with the daily point of interest. They seem stronger, and they are more biased, right? They are stronger and likely give me better rides on trades. So if I'm analyzing from the daily point of interest, how we want to trade from this daily demand supply zone, which is somewhere around here. Can you see that? This is the daily demand supply zone that I want to trade. You can look clearly how this rejection, support, rejection, support, rejection, and then a possible support again. So that is what I would like to trade if I will do this. But that will be around 320 whole number, right? That is where I will like to trade. So I'll wait for that, then do your thing and look for the next opportunity. So let me share this particular chart, this very one, because that it may not come, but then if it comes, that will be a very good swing trade, like we normally get. Okay, so I want to remove this red guy here. Wow, how do I do that? Object tree. So that is that. Okay, so let me just completely mark up this guy and then share it. So we'll mark up down range, top range, measure Fibonacci retracement 2, and then look for the next point of interest. From our Fib 2, if that point confluences with any of our areas of interest, like fib levels and all those stuff down range, and then we can actually take that. So this is it. And then top range and then break of structure. You all know what break of structure is, right? We talked about that during our price action and price action classes. We talked about those stuff. Top range, then break of structure here. Wow, had a break of structure somewhere here. So we've made a new high. Retracement is required, right? We've made a new high, so we are waiting for retracement. So what else do we do now? Pull out our Fibonacci retracement tool. Where is that guy? He's not here. Okay, let me look for him. Fib 2, then put it from the swing low. That's not what I want to use. Fib retracement tool from the swing low to the swing high. Can you see something? Our point of interest, that is around 320, is just a bit above 618. Can you see that? So it basically confluences with our zone of interest, which makes the trade a high probability buy for us. So getting that buy around 320 will be very, very interesting, right? So we'll mark that out and then we can set alerts. If you don't want to trade limit order, you can set alerts and get further confirmation, further price action confirmation, or you can just set your limit order, stop loss below the points, around just a little bit below 300. This is what I will be expecting for BNB. Okay. So what else? I think you guys can now call your pairs. You can call your pairs so we'll discuss it. Sorry, you guys are muted. Let me unmute you guys. Good afternoon. You have been allowed to speak. Mr. Nanso, Abdul, you've been allowed to speak. Please, you can call your pairs so we discuss them, okay? If you have any pair that you would like us to discuss.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you can give an insight on the Solana. Because I've been trading up here for a while now on the buy, so I don't know. I'm looking out for a sell because I'm kind of getting confused in the charts. Because I've been on a buy on it for a while now. Supposedly, I've looked at the chart and it looks as if it's going to sell or something. Or going for a resistance. I'm mistaken. So that's just the pair I have for now. Solana. Is it just me? I'm not hearing you. Okay, it's my mobile.
Hello, sir. We are not hearing you.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay,
I
sorry
can,
about that. I think
I can
I
hear you
muted
now.
myself. Can you hear me now?
Mm, yeah,
Okay, so as you can see, the Solana daily weekly time frame is super bullish. Okay,
yeah,
so it may make sense for us to think ourselves in the lower time frame to be betting on the what buy side. But then remember, you risk pay the bills. So any opportunity is always affordable. Just try to calculate your risk and the probability of the trade, right? So what do we do now? I'll go down to daily chart to sync myself for the weekly time frame. Now on the daily charts, right? The weekly is super bullish, but I need the daily and the weekly time frame to close above these points to validate the bullishness, right? This they need to close above this point for them to make a new otherwise we'll still have a bearish structure on the daily time frame. And interestingly, we're having an harmonic pattern that is calling for sell on the
yeah,
daily time frame. If you can't, if you actually look, I think this should be something like a Gatly or a Bars. This is actually a Gatly that is calling for a sell on this guy, right? So
yeah,
basically, it
yeah,
means that we are having more of time frame differences or time frame lack of consistency, right? So what would I actually do in such a scenario? In such a scenario, the weekly is bullish, right? The
yeah,
daily is still bearish, which actually means that in a couple of days, the daily may get bullish, right? So
yeah,
for a buy, I will buy from this very point. That is the ideal. I'll buy from this demand supply zone here. Around 20, 22.5. Anywhere, anything inside of that place. I want to get in somewhere around there, right? Now, it's establishing that this guy will have to come back to come into that particular place, right? I may not catch
yeah.
this replacement sell because it's actually risky. Where should I place my stop loss? I'm not actually seeing my stop loss staying above this point to be very, very big. My stop loss above this point to be very big. So I won't be interested in taking that pay, that risk. Okay. So else I get a 4 hours entry. Sorry about this. Else I get a 4 hours entry, which is not coming, right? It's not looking like it's coming. So I'll prefer to buy 22, 21 plus or minus zone. And then my stop loss below this very point here. Below, that is what I would prefer to do with this guy. Okay. That's what I would prefer to do. So I think the probability of making success on the buy is higher than the probability of making success on the sell. So 20, 21 plus or minus zone, and then you swing for your 1 to 3. That is what I've been looking for on this particular pair. I don't know if anybody has another pair you want us to discuss too.
Let's have a link. Let's have a view on Link USDT, sir.
So you say link.
Yes, Link.
Okay, link USD. Let me use the Binance. Most of us choose Binance. Let's use Binance data. I think I had an analysis on link, and that was the results. That was the result, man. This was actually a wicked trade. I was looking to before the buy actually, I was looking to swing all this stuff to this high here to that imbalance level. And then the guy took me out. And I still gave it 127. What a painful ride, right? But then it's part of the game. Yeah, so basically what are we looking at for link USD? Link USD. Then this is 4 hours. We'll go to the daily time frame or the weekly time frame. So let's just start with the daily time frame. Let's not waste too much time. And what can we see on the daily time frame? So. Okay. So basically on the daily time frame, we can actually establish that the daily time frame is super bullish, right? So we've had this swing points, we've had this break, retracement, and then a likely break now, and then for possible retracement soon. So that is, we established that this guy is what super bullish. So the next question now comes into where will this guy retrace from? Let's see if this guy actually broke structure on the daily. Yeah, it has broken structure on the daily. So what else are we going to look for now on the daily? A retracement. I remember we're expecting Bitcoin to sell, right? So probably Bitcoin will drag all these guys down with it. And when it does that, that will be our possible re-entry on this guy. And then if you look closely towards your left, you can actually see a point of direction or a value zone for this particular pair where the market has actually been going forth and back. Now we can call that our demand supply zone. And you can actually mark out something like this. Actually mark out something like this. Mark out something like this. And then you extend that to the future. And I think I'm looking at this. There is a possible work of accumulation schematics here. Let me see weekly chart. Yeah, that's so that is an unclear work of accumulation schematics here. So basically, we'll be expecting this guy to come back into the $7 zone. It may not come back into the $7 zone actually, but then we'll get a retracement for a buy. So we'll start looking for our possible entry points. 7.5 is a good entry, which is another area of support, but then a less strong support zone. But let's see how it is, because it's looking like it's still strong too. Let's mark that out and then extend it to the left. See how it is, right? That is the ideal thing to do. Let's mark it out, extend to the left. So we'll have something like this. Then we can draw it this way, right? Then extend to the left. And we can extend to the left. Then see, then change to that column. See how actually we interact with price. So you can actually see how that particular zone have been interacting with price. Resistance here, support here, resistance here, resistance here, right? So that is another strong zone in the market, right? So getting an entry around there, see all the bar. So mark that as our possible points of interest. So what else do we do now? We look at lower time frame. So the daily is bullish, right? That is established already. And what are the points that we can actually consider for our swing points? this guy retraced here, then we can actually count our swing points. For some reason, that is, technical analysis is very subjective. I would prefer to take my swing low from this very point, then swing to this high, then swing to this high. So 7.5 is somewhere around 50. So that could be a buy, a nice buy, but I will be looking for a lower time frame entry there. I wouldn't set a limit there. Why? Because the risk will be so big for my trade. Else, I will be using this 4-hour swing points, which is, if you can see, we had lower high, lower low, higher high. Then return to this very support level here, created a hammer, gyrated here, and then this hammer held our support. So if we will be using our support level as this hammer here at $7, definitely 7.5 may be a good buy. But should we not be using that point as our support? Because we normally need to give trades opportunity for the market to retrace so that we're not taking out, just like the previous trade I showed you guys. So we're not taking out before the market buys, right? So you can actually wait for price to validate itself, either the true price action, indicated divergence, or whatever. But then on the long run, we are bullish on this pair. I'm expecting a buy on it. Though we didn't get an entry because we have having multiple entries and I wouldn't want us to miss out. So I will want you to set alerts 7.5, 7.2. These are the good go-to areas for this buy, or anything below and above it a little bit. So just set alerts and then wait for your price action to validate the market. Okay. I haven't shared the previous analysis. I'm coming. Let me share the previous analysis before I copy another one. Okay, so what other pairs can we look at? Hey guys, what other pairs can we look at? Okay. No other pairs, no other pairs. If there are no other pairs, let me check. Are there anybody that is muted? Okay, Oluwatobi. Good day, Mr. Oluwatobi. You've been allowed to speak. Good day, Mr. Jerry. You've been allowed to speak. If you have any pairs you would like us to analyze together, if you have any pairs on your watch list, please kindly comment or you drop on the chat box. But I do like you to comment. I do like you to speak, please. You have been unmuted, please. So let's save time and then see what we can actually do today. Or we'll call it a day. How many minutes have we been on this call? 40 minutes.
Hello?
Hello, good day, sir.
Yeah, can we check Matic?
Matic, okay. That's a nice one. I think we had an analysis on Matic, right? USDC. Had a Matic USDC. Had a buy there. Then we are looking at Matic should still give us buy all the way to 1.45. So we can actually look for a re-entry. So what should our re-entry be like on Matic USDC? Actually see the trend. This is our trend on Matic USDC, and then we have break, retest, and then break. So we'll get the retest here and then it continues. So that is what I'm looking at Matic USDC. All right. So let's see. Let's mark that out ideally. Let's zoom into the particulars. The left chart side of the chart always tells us the right side of the chart, right? So we'll mark out our support level. Mark out our support level. You can see here. You can see your support level, right? This is this. So mark this up like this, right? So what else? We'll mark out the range of the price range that we are considering. What I will be considering for this range is nothing more than this. This is my swing low, and you can see that we had a hammer there that validated that support level before the buy. Then that is my down range. And I have a top range. I will get a nice buy entry here. Though I've not been trading, I don't know if I will trade this better. I've been avoiding to trade. So basically, this is our whole up here. Have our big somewhere here. And then what else do we do? Pick out our Fibonacci retracement tool. Okay. So the next thing is pick out our PIP tool and then measure our range. Make sure we are buying from discount zone, right? From the down range. Sorry. From the down range to the top range. Where are we in the range? So in the range, we are in a discount zone. So 618. Then you have a 618 at 1.120. That's a very good number to get entry at 1.120. So we're placing our buy somewhere there, 1.120, and then stop loss just below the point here. And then we shoot for 1 to 3. It could take time to get 1 to 3. It takes so much time. If the market doesn't perform magic and pumps, it will take a whole lot of time before we get 1 to 3. 1.20 dollar entry, and then our SL risk should be, I want to make it 420. Let's see if we can make the risk 420. Okay. Yeah, 420 is doable. Then our take profit should be 1,260, right? 1,260. Okay, that's 1 to 3. This is what I'll be looking for on Matic here. See, I look for a retest, a pullback into these entry points, and then hopefully we don't miss it. We don't miss the buy. Hopefully. So that is what we are looking. You can still set alerts. This limits may not get triggered. Miss 50 points. So you can just set alert and then what price we do if price starts dropping, right? That is what I'll be looking for on Matic USDT. So let me share this as well. So anybody got another pair? Let's take like few pairs and then we call it a day.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay. Sorry? Mr. Oluwatobi. Good afternoon.
Okay, I wish you can check on BNB.
BNB?
BNB, yes.
Okay, BNB USDT. I think we discussed that already. And then let's go back again. Maybe you're joined.
I've not joined then.
BNB USDT.
Sorry.
Okay. We discussed it already, actually. And then we're looking at somewhere around 320. Okay, so basically this is the daily chart on BNB USDT. BNB has actually made a new high, that is a higher high. And then the next thing we should expect as an ideal price action interaction in the market is for the market to retreat. This is expansion. So the next thing we should expect is what? Contraction or retracement before another word, expansion. This is the ideal price movement in the market. So now you can actually establish that, okay, we have a short-term price action, short-term resistance that seems to be strong here. And once resistance has been flipped, it becomes what? Support, right? Resistance turn, support, something of this nature, right? And then it's happening around 320. 320 is actually a very good number for us to get in. So we can actually establish that, okay, our buyers can actually be holding at 320 for Bitcoin, for BNB, if price drops all the way to that particular point, right? So mark down our down range. Mark out our down range. And right, this is our down range. mark up, although I'm unable to mark up everything here because I'm using my phone. But then just bear with me, okay? My PC just got down. Then that's the top range. Then pull out of Fibonacci retracement too, right? That's the next thing what to do. Check where we are in the range. Where are we in the range? In the range, we should be interested in buying at discount zones. Discount zones are anywhere below 50%. So we extend this to this particular point, and 320 is confluencing with 618 price. 320 is just a little bit above 618, which is actually a very good one. So we can choose to buy around 320, stop loss below this very down range low. If the market drops further, that will be a nice plus for us. Okay, you can actually do your what's it called, dollar cost averaging. You buy more if the market drops more. So what's the point that we're risking? We're risking 210. Let's check if 210 is a go. 210 is actually a go. Let's see. Just a few points. Yeah, 210 is a go. Let's just make it let's make it 210. Hopefully this doesn't weak us out. And then 610, repeat it. Let's make it 220. So we don't risk 220. Okay, so this is what I'll be looking for on BNB USD in the coming days. It will drop all the way to 320 plus or minus. Probably more of our minus, and then for a buy continuation. Okay, so this is my buy on this particular pair. We drop for a buy continuation. I think I have something I've not shared, so let me try sharing that. And then if I copy this one now. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for on this guy. So, Mr. Jerry, we're actually trying to see something before. What pair do you have for us to look at?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Fine, sir. So I want us to look about this thing, real USD.
Euro.
No, real.
Real.
Yes.
Like this?
No, like RUNE.
Okay, real, yeah. That's the favorite pair I can recall.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so basically this is real USDT. Yeah. So let's start from weekly charts. Real USDT. Let's do a top-down analysis. Because this pair is looking tricky. Tricky. Okay, so 1 week. On the weekly chart of RIN USDT, you can actually see one thing now. The weekly chart is bullish. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
So, and then after the expansion, the market retraced. Very deep retracement. Let's see where it retraced. Let's pull out Fibonacci 2 and see how far into the discount you retraced. From this swing low to this swing high was it retraced all the way to 80%. So what does this mean? This means that okay, the latest Samsung Galaxy series is it S23 now. You were offered at an 80% discount for the same Samsung Galaxy that someone bought at the listing price 1.something million, right? And then you were given at 80% discount. That's probably somewhere around 200, 100,000 naira. Won't you buy it? Like,
I'll buy it.
what's
I'll
the
buy
video
it,
for? You buy it, right?
Yes, sir.
They will say, I open the thumb belly now. So basically, that was what happened on this particular pair, right? So now, and then the pair is still bullish, although on the weekly time frame to still validate its bullishness, the pair needs to close above this point. Sorry, the pair needs to close above this point, right? To validate its bullishness, just above here. But then before it does that, it can actually do a lot of lower time frame price action. Remember, price is always fractal. So what do we do now?
Yes.
We establish that daily is actually bullish, right? So let's
Yeah.
establish the trend on the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, what's the trend on the daily time frame? Daily time frame was selling to that retracement. And why it was selling, it just broke structure here. This is the nearest structure point here. Sorry. This here and then this here. These were the nearest structure points. Okay. So this guy is what? Bullish, right? So we
Yes, sir.
then it hasn't made any significant retracement after that. There hasn't been any significant retracement. So we can actually count on this guy to come down anywhere, maybe 50% of this whole range, or
So I
around
think
that
we
one.
could take 4 hours. I think is more
4
clear.
hours, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me just check the range we have in on this delivery. Let me just check now. Let me see where this guy is. Actually got. I'm liking 1.5 zone here. And let me see 4 hours. Where is it? 4 hours. 4 hours. On the 4 hours, there is something that piqued my interest now. Okay, so let me tell you something. On these 4 hours, you can actually see a three drive harmonic pattern. I don't know if you can see that. I have
Yeah.
three drive harmonic patterns, 1, 2, 3, and then a possible break of structure that is looking like a cell. So, and what are three drives harmonic patterns? There are cell signals in the market, right? Based on market geometry. Market geometry. Market geometry. And these guys were very symmetrical, although not in time, but then in measurement, they seem very symmetrical. So you can see
Yeah.
what it actually means to that. At that particular point, I'm expecting this guy to sell off, right? That is what it means. And then if you zoom your 4 hours now, inside of this particular point, inside here, we had a lot of price action here. Now we have high, we have this high, low, higher high, right?
Yeah.
And then this guy failed to break. This is a failure swing. He failed to break that particular high, right? And then it means now that this high, this resistance now is now a strong high. We need swing low becoming a weak low. Okay, so you just need for this particular pair to close here. If you close below this point, as it is about to do, then you have a break of structure for your 4 hour cells, right? And then if you look for the, let's maybe check 1 hour. We may see a distribution schematic here, 1 hour. And in 1 hours, we have a near perfect distribution schematic. So let me bring up a volume chart, a volume indicator. Volume indicator. So now, what do we have on this volume indicator? So we have study of the volume, right? You can see what the volume has actually been doing on this 1 hour. This 1 hour, right? Okay, so you see that volume actually climaxed somewhere here, but then price dumped, right? And then here again, volume did what? Was high, but then price did not buy up. Rather, price was actually declining. So it shows that a lot of the volume that are in the market are interested in what? Sales, right? So that the next volume in the market are interested in sales. So basically, you may want to wait for a possible buy around this 1.5 zone if it's going to buy from there, but I doubt. I doubt it may actually be coming all the way down to this daily point of interest, which is this support resistance here. Can you see this? So this is basically where I expect it to come in the coming days, maybe 1.4, 1.5, but then they choose not to come there. It's possible, but then that's where I would like to. I would prefer to buy, look for lower time frame entry opportunities, and then ride the market up. Okay, so just keep your eyes open for this particular pair. You catch a sell opportunity in 4 hours, that'll be a good one. Then you can write it down. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so that's just it. Any other pair you want us to discuss? So, but then
No,
what's
sir.
the bias? What's the
So
bias?
I'm looking on going bullish. Bye.
Buying.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Buying is actually bad, sure. But then that's actually why I wouldn't want to buy. So we have a lot of theta signs for a sell. One, you are actually at a resistance zone. If you look very well, these are all resistance zones here, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You have resistance zone here. And then remember what we talked about price action and candlestick reading. We said that these things, we don't look for them randomly in the market. We look for them at specific price levels in the market. If you still extend this to the left, so this is a very strong word, resistance zone, right?
Yes, sir.
So we don't look for these candlesticks in the market randomly, but then we look for them at zones, which are support and resistance zones, right? So now we've gotten to a particular zone, which it was a resistance zone. Then we should start studying the price action at this resistance zone. And this is what we just did. For 3 times now, price have actually touched the resistance and it has been rejected. This was the first touch and then it was rejected, right? The
Yes, sir.
second touch was rejected, right? And then the third touch, creating inside bars, spinning tops. And then if this guy closes as a 6, that will be an engulfing pattern. Then possible retracement after the engulfing pattern, 50% of the engulfing pattern, and then a sell. That is basically my reading of the price action around the zone. And then interestingly, as the market is approaching the resistance zone, it's created what we just discussed as 3 drives harmonic patterns, right? Which becomes a further validation that the resistance zone may likely hold. Then if we still look, you can actually see the possibility of a sell harmonic pattern, the bigger W X ABCD harmonic pattern here, right? You can actually see an X ABCD harmonic pattern, right? So I actually see an X ABCD harmonic pattern here. Can you see that?
Yes, yes.
So that is just a telltale sign, a lot of confirmation for a skeptical on buying anywhere around this zone, being skeptical for buying anywhere around this up zone. Rather, I'll wait for that drop here. It could take time. Remember how many weeks it took us for us to get the buys that we had on this BNB and the rest of them. But then they're profitable and low risk buy. Just that's how I trade. Okay. Not always pursuing price, waiting for price to come to us, right? So that is it. Give us peace. So that's what I'm looking for. So let me share this with us. Let me share this with us. Okay. So I don't know if anyone has another wants us to look at towards the time. That's 6 more minutes. My time is already up. So yeah, have you got any other pair you want us to discuss? Do you have any trade you made that you think that was not actually successful? Would you like us to discuss that as well? Just for 6 minutes. And I would like to be showing us some indicators that I use in the coming days. But then I think that will be a premium discussion for a few persons. Okay. So that is that, fam. I'm very sorry. Lately, I've not been having times. Even myself, I don't trade. I've not traded much this very year. And I'm very sorry about that. So I just squeezed out time for this impromptu session. And the session was recorded. And I'll be sharing it to each and every one of you. Okay. So sorry for that, and I hope that in the coming days we'll do more together, more than we've actually done before. Okay. Thank you guys for hopping on the call. Thank you guys for keeping me company today. Thank you guys for sharing your trade opportunities with me. I'm very, very much honored. Okay. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Peter. Thank you, Mr. Nonso. Thank you, Mr. Jerry. You have a lovely trading week. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So Till next time, remain savvy, okay? Bye.